Mayor, on another note, facial recognition software that's being used in the city of Detroit. I want to ask about it because it's been discussed a lot publicly, if you'd like to address.
You know, Simon, I got to tell you, we are lucky in this town that the media really does make, in almost every case, a genuine effort to get stories right. I don't know that I've ever seen a story that has been as misreported as this one. So I want to be really clear. There will be no facial recognition software used with live stream video by the Detroit Police Department. That's not what we're doing. That's not what was intended. And even the New York Times wrote a misleading story on this, causing people to think somehow we're going to be running video and using facial software, facial recognition software. We're not doing that. Here's what we're going to do, and it's exactly what I proposed in the State of the City speech, is that there are cameras now at intersections. You can see them today as you drive around. We use them for traffic management. What they don't do is record. And so what I have proposed is that on major streets in every half mile of the city, we have a camera that will record and will hold the tape for 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And the reason is this. We have seen carjackings in this city drop by more than 50% in the last 3 years. It is absolutely a function of the green lights. The carjackers know that if you carjack somebody at a gas station or a party store or a Coney with a green light, we're going to catch you. And so we've seen people choose to stop carjacking in this city. What we haven't done is curb the shootings this year. In the last week, we've had 15 different cases where somebody in a vehicle shot one or more people at a site, where we have a description of the vehicle, but we don't know who was in it. Most cases, we don't know what the driver's or what the license plate is. And so here's what we want. When we know green Chevy Malibu, Archdale and McNichols, 11:37 p.m., was involved in a shooting, we want to be able to go to the McNichols and Southfield camera, the McNichols and Greenfield camera, see if we can get a shot of the license plate, maybe somebody in the car, so we knew who did it. 15 times in the last week, we have a description. Red Chevy Trailblazer, white Explorer, and we don't have the license plate. If you go back to the terrible case of the little boy the last holiday season, 3-year-old boy shot and killed on the Southfield Freeway on his way to the Disney on Ice event. The only way we got that individual was we happened to have a camera at a gas station at the entrance of the Southfield Freeway when they got on, and a camera at the exit where they got off. It was a random road rage case, the kind of case that's almost impossible to solve. But because we had images of the car, we were able to track back. We've had 15 times in the last week where we've had a shooting where we don't have images of the car. And we've had more than 100 block clubs and neighborhood associations petition to have these cameras at these intersections. We have got to deal with this violence in this city. It is unacceptable. And if people believe you can drive past a group of folks at a house, shoot into it and get away and nobody's going to catch you, it makes the city that much more dangerous. And so what we are asking for is for council approval for these cameras. And I know Chief Craig is talking to the Board of Police Commissioners right now and saying he wants clearly a clear statement that there will be no use of facial recognition technology on live video cameras. And that's going to be a policy of the Board of Police Commissioners, a policy of the Detroit Police Department, a policy of this administration. And I would hope, and a couple people have tried, but I'd hope you distinguish between a still picture we capture, which we show people, this is who we're looking for, which you help us every day on, and a technology that really doesn't work anyway, that tries to do facial recognition technology off a live video. It doesn't work, we're not doing it, and anything you can do to end that conversation, I would appreciate.
Well, Mayor,
yes.
Well, the reason why that conversation exists is because the police chief has made public comments issuing his support for facial recognition. So Which one is it?
Yeah.
Does the city support facial recognition technology?
This
or
is
does
the
it not?
communication issue that we have. The police chief is not advocating facial recognition off live streaming cameras. Today what we do is if we get a still shot of somebody holding up a gas station, we try to match that still shot. We're not using any live stream facial recognition. We didn't even know it was in an app in the last round of the software. What the chief did say was that he'd like the ability to do it in an exigent circumstance. We have a terrorist known to be here. It has turned out that that exception, which has never happened, has caused a lot of confusion. And so the chief is making clear to the Board of Police Commissioners he does not even want that provision in to even use it in the case of an exigent circumstance, because we've got people who I think have intentionally misrepresented the issue. And so I don't want there to be any confusion. Chief Craig is talking right now to the Board of Police Commissioners to say that he supports a clear policy, no facial recognition software off of live stream cameras, period. That's our position. That's the position the chief's advocating. To the extent there was confusion, I hope we will shortly put an end to it. All right, did that make sense? All right, thank you all very much for being here.